Hey y'all, my name's Gage DeWitt and I'm from Louisiana.
And I'm Justin DeWitt and I'm from Ashland, Kentucky. And we're here today in Kingston, New York to go through a project that's taken us over 3 years to pull together.
We're here at the Old Dutch Church in Kingston doing an archaeological excavation trying to locate the remains of our earliest American ancestors.
And the earliest one of those is the progenitor Cherrick Clausen DeWitt that both Gage and I are related to through their family. I come down his eldest son's line, Andreas DeWitt, which is known locally as ADW from the stone in the ground.
And I'm a descendant of his brother Lucas DeWitt, one of the younger sons of Cherrick and Barbara DeWitt.
And through a mutual bringing together and the reformation of the DeWitt Family Historical Society, which ran in the 1800s and early 1900s, we took that liberty to start doing research and development and knowledge on the family history, which one thing that led us to this point today is that we found out that the final resting place of our progenitor Cherrick Clausen DeWitt and his wife Barbara Andreasen DeWitt wasn't documented anywhere.
Until we discovered a 17th century Dutch Bible that's still in the family. It belonged to the second generation of DeWitts, his grandfather Andries DeWitt. And included in this Bible was a bunch of family notes written in Old Dutch. And part of the note collection was a lot of burial records, death and burial records. We had the burial records translated by Dr. Charles Gehring at the New Netherland Research Center in Albany. And what we discovered is that this area here serves as somewhat of a mass family burial site for the first, second, third, and perhaps fourth generations of DeWitts.
Right. So being able to tie the information from the Bible into other documentation that we found through research and histories at the local Hall of Records, which Tyler Brook and the others there, was very nice to allow us in to do that research and study. And again, utilizing Dr. Charles Gehring, we were able to come up with cross-reference information that led us to the potential of them being buried together. And then through studies of information at the New York Historical Society in Albany, as record file for the DeWitt family, we came across a photograph. The photograph actually gave us a visual identification in this church from the late 1840s, early 1850s of where the headstone and a cedar post, which is very important to this point, actually rested, which gave us the actual trajectory here in the churchyard as to where we should probably start focusing our search efforts.
So what we're doing here today is concentrating our efforts around a perpendicular headstone that's kind of synonymous with legend and folklore throughout history of Kingston. That's where we're kind of focusing the dig because that is the location of the cedar post. The cedar post is obviously no longer there, and the oldest headstone in the churchyard is actually upstairs in the church, and that perpendicular stone is marking what was originally there.
So the final focus on this is for us to be able to take the remains as we find them, do an examination of them, see if we can pull some DNA out of it, and then through a effort of collecting DNA sampling from the children of the different family lines, should be able to cross-reference that forensically and then identify the actual people that's buried here. And then from there, we'll be able to come back, do a proper reinterment with a memorial that'll identify those who are actually buried here in this churchyard.